Good morning, guys. We're back at it with Game 3 of HLE versus GenG. Put this one off a little bit because I was busy yesterday, but let's get into it. So, it's 1-1. GenG literally had their classic perfect game. I mean, it wasn't perfect game by, everyone's standards, but to me, if you're getting every single neutral objective and the game just feels pretty unplayable, yeah, it's probably pretty much a perfect game. Now, the comps we have, we got Keen Vayne. Now, I don't know about that one. That's wild. I don't think I've seen Keen play Vayne ever. And his role, I mean, he can be a carry. I mean, Keen's a fantastic top laner, right? But he really knows how to maneuver on the map. And it just doesn't really seem like the kind of pick he would do. Obviously, if he just wins out, I'm wrong, right? Naturally, also, this guy's getting a ward top. I would assume they're lane swapping, right? I mean, this is just incredibly not fun to play overall. He won't be able to do anything for the longest of times. Eventually, they'll have to do a Maokai gank, but they're playing Lee Sin Galio, which means that they have a very high chance of being able to dive him if it was standard lanes, which you don't want. And Vayne's very good around mid lane. So even in the lane swap, there might be a chance where they're both laning in mid, 2v2, right? 2v2 in mid, and the Vayne will do more. And maybe get a little bit of advantage that way. And their dive is okay, but it's Recon W that has to hit. And there's no follow-up CC outside of Vayne, which I guess, if Vayne can condemn you on the wall, that's actually not bad. The other team, way better dive. I mean, they definitely could just kill her outright. So, but they can also lane 2v2 together, right? Recon Vayne is a literal lane, and they could lane against these two. So I'm kind of curious what they're going to do. Are they going to recover? Are they going to let the Zeri just 1v1 the Aatrox? Because they actually could do that. They really could. They could have this guy base right away and then just try to lane against it. And then they just have to protect the top side so the Maokai can't just instantly go top and screw with them. So I'm very curious. Very curious to see what they do.
In these drafts, do you also feel like this Vayne R5 is enough to potentially get GenG back and potentially stop that pattern of blue side winning?
I think it's a bit of a gambit. I think HLE have a lot of strong team fighting tools. I think stay grouped as a unit. I think GenG benefit better when the fights are very spread out. Vayne against two people can really shut them down and isolate them, but Vayne, if the market splash W, two other people there, you'll go down. But I will say the big things that GenG should look leverage. Their mid jungle 2v2 is stronger, and the top lane matchup is going to be hell for the Aatrox. Aatrox is a good pick into the 4 picks that came for the Vayne. Not going to be fun playing Aatrox in the Vayne, even if you avoid the level.
He doesn't have flash, so he's going to go send. He's going to just high.
Stronger, and the top lane matchup is going to be hell for the Aatrox. The Aatrox is a good pick into the 4.
Okay, so the first thing I want to state is, while I'm explaining all this stuff that can happen, like I said, even though they will 100% lane swap, probably, against GenG, because, again, why wouldn't you, right? Regardless of, what the outcome can be, I still would rather have a 2v2 situation in my Aatrox facing Zeri solo than the other case around. But why would GenG not ward this area? I even thought in my head, maybe they should ward their top side in case they invade. Because remember, I was talking about how as long as you can get these camps top, you can ensure no dive happens. But they don't even ward it. So, I mean, they don't ward it, so they're not poised to actually see this coming sooner. Now they're walking up. I don't... Should he actually hit it? I guess it's fine if he hits it, but then... Why is Keen in this position? You just pull the camp, Rakan's gonna walk up, the Galio should walk up, and you're gonna have a 4v4 fight. Or even a 3v4 fight. Because where is Aatrox's bot? They don't know Aatrox's bot, but Aatrox is not showing. I mean, again, if you had a ward, you would know everyone who's walking up right now. They don't know how many people are walking up. And at the very least, King should move up. It's too late to move to the right, so you should move up. He just kills himself. And then Ruler lost all his HP. What?
All right, well, pretty rough start here for GenG, to say the least.
Okay.
The level 1, they grouped up top side, trying to punch the Vayne. Aatrox is on their bottom side. He's going to be fine into the Zeri, but actually gets the jump on the road.
Alright, I mean, I mean, like, what the hell am I supposed to say? Like, your 80 died. And now Zeus gets the Lee Sin flash after they had a 2v2 winning play for their mid jungle.
And Zeus has so much experience playing Aatrox into range champions. I don't think there's many times where Rules have to 1v1 Aatrox as a short range champion, and it really showed in that scenario. It actually keeps coming in very clutch when he got back killed.
He certainly ended up playing in a different region when that was the meta here in the LCK, and when Zeus was playing in the LCK during that meta, so watch this time. The flash for either player would just reinforce some experience here, trying to get some something out of the lane. That level up came through as well.
That is rough. I mean, that's just rough, man. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, oh my god. There's just such a tragedy happening in this game. Because HLE, not only did they get control of the top side, which gives them the benefit of the 2v2 lane, so the Vayne goes down, and she goes down also because she died level 1, right? Died level 1 late. You now lose your Raptors, and you continue bleeding control, and the Zeri 1v1 into the Aatrox was not ideal. Now you get the Vayne back, but the Aatrox has tabis! He has tabis! The Vayne can't do anything to him now. The Aatrox is an extremely good spot now. So, any advantage you were hoping to get out of this matchup is eliminated. It's already gone. He did everything he needed to do. And these guys can't contest this.
Yeah, just pick any kind of carries and it'll work with those just because of the comfort. I think those are great points, and obviously,
it's because the Zeri's on base.
When you have a draft that doesn't necessarily have the best synergy, it's really helpful when everyone has great mastery of the champions. So like on Rel.
This guy hasn't based yet, the MF.
And they keep getting these big advantages now. I think it's mastery. We had last year, we talked about this unbelievable win streak Peanut had on Maokai. They did eventually end up getting broken, but and it's a big reason why it's been denied from so often, because he just won so many games consistently on his pick. And I think we have the light on Rel and Peanut on Maokai.
If the Zeri doesn't take this base, then they're not going to be able to match afterwards. Like, they'll be kind of lane locked a little bit.
It's just that playing this comp from behind, it really is just that feeling of, it's okay guys, we scale.
So it is what it is situation. But ideally, I mean, the Kalio's also not like the best of conditions, neither is Ari. The Lee Sin is fresh. And both junglers are a lot lower CS for this part of the game. I wonder if it's worth for Zeri to stay. Like, I wonder if it's worth for her to stay despite the disparity, so they can actually fight for the grubs. Because they just lose it. Getting the Dragon is at least a solid outcome. Like, if they get railed top despite getting the base, it's going to end up being kind of not great. They shouldn't swap.
Yeah, it's definitely rough deals for GenG, but we had game 1. Game 1 did happen. Game 2 was much cleaner. GenG just shut that one down, but GenG had a lead in game 1.
Is the Aatrox still getting shit on with tabis? Is that why? I guess so. So I guess they felt, wow, okay, he TP'd like top right away. Interesting. I mean, that barely denied anything, but that was also because they left the wave that way. That's weird. What? That's weird, but I get it. It's weird, but I get it. Because he actually, I guess the lane is, like, he should be fine with tabis, but it's still not going to be, like, 100% easy. And so he still feels like he can't do the lane, which is why they do the swap. Because right now, their dual lane is completely out-competing the enemy dual lane as well, right? So it doesn't really feel, like, that awful to me. Like, it really doesn't. Like, the Aatrox could just find a base timer like a normal person, and they're fine. So, but whatever the case is, they do this. So they have tempo on the map, because obviously they push top first, right? So they have initiative to do this first. The Aatrox actually could have based on this wave, and he should just base on this wave. I don't know why he's walking up to the Vayne. I mean, he did it to cancel. I guess he did it to cancel her base. Would King for sure base here? I guess he knows that he didn't go to this ward here. So to him, if he cancels his base and then he TPs top, that's how he's denying it. Or that's how he's setting it up. So, okay, I get it. I get why he's doing this. So he does this.
who then threw it back. They were very even on gold at about 20 minutes. And
Cancels the base. Cancels it again.
So far today from ahead, and we'll see if we do get
Then TPs. Then he pushes this out. And since this is a huge crash, now they have tempo again to do another base. And the Aatrox is already on the move to go into bot. And now they don't have the right matchups again. And now I'm curious, they're not going to just do this again, are they? They're not just going to repeatedly like base over and over and over again, are they? It's close. So the only downside of what's happening with this play, so he's first on bot, right? But I want to look and see where the jungle camps are aligning. Because when they do this, the Maokai is pathing bot. So if you're going to do this, it would make sense to keep Aatrox top. But you use TP, which is why, like, you know, if you just based normally and ran top, it would be, like, kind of okay. Right? Especially because these guys didn't do another wave, right? So the wave is slowly building into them in top lane, which is great. That's what you want. Right? So, like, he'll just take the wave, and then you'll play out from there. The Maokai paths down, and then he has time to play with your dual lane to fish for sums on the bot lane for a bit. Right? That's how it would go. But instead they do this play to avoid the matchup again. The Maokai's now stuck on top side because that's where his camps are. And the Lee Sin, what did he do? The Lee Sin already did his top camps. So he's actually going into bot now. So the timing is like not ideal for HLE to do this swap again, based on the jungle cycle. And now he's gonna get so. And they can't dive these. Surely they can't dive these guys without Ahri, right?
Okay, we're going, and I'm like, well, maybe it was just a coincidence. I don't think you need to test that.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, ult's gonna be preemptively used by Ruler, and it looks like that will be enough to stop him from diving.
They couldn't dive him. So the Aatrox did stay. And he didn't actually lose that much, which is
I don't think you needed to test that. But
really ideal. Honestly,
well, he was like, I'm gonna avoid the Vayne a lot.
Okay, we're going, man, to me, I feel like the Lee Sin should stay. Personally, I feel like the Lee Sin should stay. I think you need to trust that your Galio is gonna like help you top if they dive. Like, he will be the one who sacks. I know this is open, which is like kind of obnoxious, like, oh, I'm gonna give him my Raptors again. Well, I mean, you did that to get to bot sooner, right? But this guy has no TP, because he did not TP. Surely you stay one timer. Surely, right? Because if he shows up, you'll kill him. The only person who can respond is Ahri, but Ahri's leaning upwards. If he throws this wave in, the Aatrox will base, right? Then you can technically have Vayne base if you really want to do it that way. But honestly, I would let Vayne full hit for plates and then TP back. Because she just should be playing for herself anyways, right? And that would look better on GenG's side. But because Peanut's like, oh my god, my top lane's gonna get dove. My Raptors are open. Oh my god. We kind of just waste our time. Like, look what happens. What did he do? He got his Raptors, that's it. Yeah, your bot lane's struggling a little bit, but like the Aatrox is like very happy, and like nothing bad happened for him. And the Vayne TP back, as expected, to play for herself, and got one plate, but they could have gone probably at least 2 plates, and deny a wave, and maybe kill him. And you lose the grubs anyways. So you lost the grubs because your Zeri ultied, right? Like, you're not gonna play for it because you didn't have Zeri ulti. So you lost the grubs, you lost the dive, you lost the CS denial. Like, it's like, damn, dude. Damn. Good move by Zeka, but like, damn, dude, like, they're just not doing anything. They're not playing around the Vayne the right way. They literally had the right plan, and then they just threw it all around, threw it all away. It's in the trash can. So they have 6 grubs. Now that they have 6 grubs, again, HLE is in a position in which they can overload a side very easily. And they always have pressure that if you do a matching overload, they'll win because they have it.
You just, I mean, you have the shield, so you can take the third shot. You have your passive where you can just juggle that new shot onto this area repeatedly, and you have double up, which just naturally does a ton of damage. So you just kind of keep chipping away, healing up, getting your shield back, and this area just kind of pitifully trying to finish a call, so she can get that first time. Very close now. Oh man. I mean, he might get flashed on here. He does not have flash. There is the Q, and the ult is not even.
Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
800 gold down in the matchup, and just getting a kill with Viper and make a wish. This is
yeah. I mean, it was not over yet, but one more big issue. More, and I think it's over now. Yeah, sales. Oh man, very nice. Absolutely, right on the money there. Was Zeka with that charm.
I love the last pick as well from GenG. They're definitely contemplating over it, and King's like, yeah, I can do it. Dies in like 5 minutes and a half, and it's all been downhill.
I think there's a psychological element to seeing, you know, blind Zeus Aatrox where you want to challenge it with something that's going to win naturally.
So with this guy's cleanse being gone, they used the RER to make that happen, but the Maokai has R himself. So the Zeri's never pushing out of this wave. They're always gonna have perma move on mid, and the Maokai like will just have supreme control. Because like what is he gonna do? If he pokes his head out without cleanse, he's gonna have to flash, or he's gonna have someone else tank it. So yeah, he has to be very, very careful.
It's so easy to actually just ult forward and charm him in so many scenarios. I mentioned the Vayne not being a tanky frontline is going to oftentimes be the target for those charms in teamfights, and the Vayne's frontline is just free food. The thing is, I think there's a break point where Zeka can kill Keen without even hitting a charm, and that's the point where it's completely doomed. Oh yeah, there's nothing you can do. If you just dash 3 times and maybe hit the outward part of Q and you die, you can't step up ever. Yeah, and really what this amounts to is that LID's part of the lead kind of just get to do whatever they want. Again, as long as they don't make any big mistakes. So the delight is taking a bunch of aggro here on the right side, and GenG are moving in. So depends if this. Teleport's available for Zeka and Keen, but you know, I think this point you really want to teleport a level 10 Vayne with volumes into a rip barrel fight. It's not that meta. Yeah, I also don't lose anyway. I think Zeka needs to TP, so he's just very happy to keep Keen under a turret and continue to put that pressure on 2 levels up. So how like they just have this lead and it just snowballs out of control because GenG don't have any control at all.
Yeah, it's a classic, you know, 0-3 Vayne, TP's in, top hold, goes invisible, pressure on them, dies immediately.
And they got Herald. So they ended up not really fishing for another play on mid while this guy's cleanse is down. But because like he just doesn't feel confident and like looking for fights, they just didn't do anything. They have Aatrox into Galio, which is like fantastic, right? Like that's the matchup like Galio wants to get out of. He does not want to be playing against this. So if they can find a way to switch these matchups up, that would be great. They both have TP, both sides have TP, like, yeah. So you see him hitting base, the Ahri's still bot. The Vayne wants to get this extra wave, but technically if she based, the Galio could be running bot to get this wave and pushing this out sooner, and the Vayne would be collecting top and pushing that out. And then the enemy can then decide what they want to do. But since they didn't do this, there's misaligned on the matchups, and now Vayne's going back bot, which now again, I assume the Ahri will just go back bot as well. Because how does Vayne play against her? Like, all Ahri has to do is just be careful to not miss her charm, just hold it, hit the wave, and the Vayne walks up, whatever. So this is not great. Like, GenG has to be planning how to get out of this, because if they don't get out of this, they're just gonna lose. Also, the Aatrox took a massive chunk damage, so well played, Chovy. I don't know what he did, but that is fantastic. Now we have the right matchups. Okay, this is it. This is... I was like, this is it. But then he just died.
At that health, yeah, I think...
At this health, let's see.
I'm actually surprised that when he pinked this, that he didn't try to take the E, or sorry, take the Q1, tank it. So because he's Q1, right? Tank it, use your E, stick him here, DPS with the pink, and you probably can make this work. But if you don't E right away, like, you're gonna watch what happens. So he doesn't E right away, and he kites to the left. So kites to the left, gets hit by it anyways. Now this guy can't get stunned. Ouch. He still got hit by it. I don't know if he could have dodged it, that one, but like, the guy just instantly died. Also, Ahri should push out top after that point. There's no major objectives up. Ahri should have finished out the top wave and just laned in this a little bit. Let's see. I mean, it's still not going to show shit. I'd rather see it from Keen's viewpoint to actually get an idea.
Not much you could outplay that. Hitting some Qs also. Hitting Qs very good, you know. A lot of ability. I think one of the things as well is like your fumble is such a huge resource when you're into the Aatrox, and maybe you get the most value.
They're even denying Groms here. Like, they're putting in such deep vision. And HLE credit to them, they are respecting very much GenG here because they know, you get Zeri moments, you get Vayne moments. You're going to have a moment yourself as Duro and Ruler will hop away together, dash away. In comes the TP, they got that. As the flash comes in, they get behind Viper, and now maybe
Damn. Okay, I need to slow this down.
Maybe didn't get the most value.
So the Aatrox is on a shift timer.
Like, they're
pressuring bot, and the Aatrox is going to take bit. They're going to fish these guys out because they're showing on vision. And honestly, you know what's the weirdest thing? When they move over this way, how come the Rel doesn't move this way? How come the RA doesn't move this way? Because this is a GG moment. Like, these guys are so caught off. Like, there's still a mid turret. There's no, like, you know, no portal to take. So what do you do? Like, what do you do as GenG if you get caught in this situation? Because I don't know why he goes this way. Like, if they want to check us this way, I don't care. Like, you're gonna die now. Like, it's even worse if you get further this way. So, like, if this guy's walking this way, like he's here, he's not gonna see it. They even know the ward is there. He's gonna get hit, cleanse, and now he's off to the races trying to figure out how to get out of this. But no one's there to actually, like, the Ari's late to move as well. So you do nothing. And then, interesting enough, the Lee Sin so happens to have a fantastic flank because he just went behind. Nice fucking play. Did Duro not get the charm? He did, it's just the cleanse lowers it a lot.
And now maybe able to take him down. There you go, the shutdown. But now here comes the massive team fight from the side of Live Esports. They group everyone up. They don't have a lot of damage as the taunt goes in onto
this Mr. Ruler?
But the Aatrox might just be enough from this far ahead. Level 15.
Ruler wants to keep going.
Carry still left alive. In goes Canyon. He wants to
that's it.
Zeus going back in against the two of them. As he desperately wants to get onto Ruler here, but I just don't think he has the reach to do so. Zeka sticking around, winning the 1v1, and now chipping away at Canyon's health bar might have been enough. As Ruler just
man, they went too far. I just want to see how they retaliate though. What does Delight do? Because here's Delight. So Delight, oh man, dude, Delight's a fucking beast, by the way. Like, you notice the best supports know when's the right time to do something. Duro does what he can, and then Duro goes and, like, tries to get the Aatrox, but he doesn't get the Rel. So he doesn't, so now he gets the Rel, right? But there's nothing really to do. He even flashes on the Ahri, but it's too late. I mean, the Rel just, like, goes in, and I mean, it's probably not even an issue by... I think the only way Duro could fix this is that if Duro understands that since Viper cleansed, he's not going to get a good charm. I think that's the only thing. And I want to see how... Nah. He charmed the... He charmed the charm. Or he cleansed the charm. Oh, shit. That guy's too fucking good. It's not on Duro. It is what it is. It is what it is. It was super fucking well played by Viper.
They don't have a lot of damage as the taunt goes in onto the Aatrox. There's the kill, but the Aatrox might just be...
And then, yeah, I mean, Zeus is an absolute monster, so...
Can't survive that one, unfortunately. Ruler's so close, positioning so good there against Peanut as well, but it's just not enough. The Aatrox just heals so much, it's so difficult to take him down, can't step forward far enough. There's such a slick kick from Canyon coming in on Viper. So many plays, I feel like he's one of the back moments like this. So many games around back plays like this. But the engage is huge, and unfortunately, this is just a symptom of this Aatrox being so strong and not having that second carry in the Vayne really exists. So even though Ruler is hiding well, keeping space pretty effectively, it's so hard to approach, and he's just not cutting through his Aatrox quick enough. And I think this is just dragging HLE. I don't think Canyon can do anything this time around. Doesn't have a flank angle, doesn't have a flank, doesn't have a flash. Not gonna be able to get on top of Viper this time, that's just dragging as you say. And now Zeka, hold back in hand. Relative to be respectful here. I mean, Ruler does have his ruins, so he's like, maybe this is our chance back, maybe this is our way back into the game. We can take out one of these damage threats, we can front the back this, but just don't have the angle right now, unfortunately, to catch that threat. Look at Viper's positioning, he's not catchable. He's ready to ult. There's been so much posturing around this Brawl, and really what it's about is obviously pressure for the icon. In they go, extremely deep, here comes the fight, but actually a little bit broken up as Zeka desperate to take out Canyon.
He almost entered his team. Almost entered the team. I mean, he could have just, like, EW'd this way, but yeah, like, this was, like, hella spooky of him doing that. I wonder if Zeka could have killed this guy. Zeka could have just went for another R. Yeah, he might have been able to kill him, actually.
He's very much overextending for that player, not really able to get much for it.
Yeah, this one of the things Genji's comp, there is so much mobility, it can be tricky to pin down the artist engaging and running away. So I actually don't find the angle there. And now actually, TP coming in, and I think,
Hey, I mean, I feel like we get that comp out area. Tactics well, maybe it's 13% full now. I mean, this is a good angle here, it's the best they're gonna get.
so risky though, and Jacko was the lowest HP pierce, he's gonna TP back in.
It's gonna reset now, I don't know about this. I mean, they can hold it for a while.
Guys, you know what?
Might as well.
It's a 13% full game, just flip it.
Zach is gonna TP very far away though. Yeah, I mean, this is getting relatively low, 5,000 health as Zeus has the angle. It's just gonna come down to a flip. The is totally wide.
Sorry, I need to actually slow this down, man.
Was the lowest HP.
So we have no RER, no MFR, no MAL-R. They have no Galio-R, but we have Zeri-R and Vayne, which is the main things we need. Okay, so it's actually a winnable fight for GenG if they play it really well.
They can hold it for a while.
So how do we do this?
You know what?
Might as well.
It's a 13% full game, just flip it.
Zeka's gonna TP very far away though. Yeah, I mean,
No, no, no. The first thing I want to state is Zeri should never get baited to go fight this guy off. He's gonna walk in, it is what it is, and you actually want them to fight in this area. If they pull you into this area, it can be okay as long as you can retreat back into here. Because when it's wide open, look at your champions. Your Vayne Zeri. You have a lot of mobility, and even with Rakan, right? But if you get into chokes, that's where like things like MF, the Aatrox, like even the Ahri can do better. So this is how they need to envision the playing field. Pushing him out of the field that you want to play in doesn't make sense to me. The Galio can just chill here. I think this is fine what the Galio's doing. Like, he's just overwatching the Maokai. That's fine to me. So Ruler ends up losing a bunch of HP, and he's also mispositioned. So Ruler's completely screwing this up. Also, the Otacon would have been closer to being, like, you know, in a smite range. And again, Lee Sin Q smite, stronger than Maokai Q smite. That's what you're aiming for. And Chovy's job is to distract this guy. See, like, notice that, like, they're trying to look, okay, maybe we can burst it, maybe we can burst it. But at this point, Delight. Oh my fucking god, Delight. They're just stacked. They're all stacked on the right side now for some odd reason. And the Ahri's TPing on bot. Is this the issue, the Ahri's TPing? This is very awkward. In terms of, like, I'm trying to figure out how do they deal with the Ahri flank on the side. And it has to be Keen. And Keen just has to be the one who just R's on top of him. And hopefully he dodges the charm. That's all I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, this is getting relatively low, 5,000 health.
Yeah, it probably has to be that. Because this way, like, Keen is not being, like, strong enough on, like, trying to fight him out. So he actually gets pushed away, which then puts them all in position for Delight, who notices it. And now nobody can hit this. And yeah, they took it, and now it's so fucking over. And that was without some of their key ultis.
As Jody may just barely, he's gonna have to flash that one. As the rain comes down, he's still on the run. He's still on the run, and he gets his ult out, but there he goes down. As it is a full ace finally from.
I think there's a lot of scenarios when that fight went wrong to GenG. Even if they secure that account, I think there's a lot of scenarios.
That's rough, man. It's really rough. But HLE are just like, Zeus is playing super well. Peanut's actually playing really well. I mean, everyone is just really on top of their game. Like, I don't know what else to say. And Ruler is not actually doing as good as I hoped. He does have one, like, he did have one really good moment, but generally, like, yeah, I don't like what he's doing.
He's taking a little bit too big of a bite there. Yeah, not getting inhibitor. What was talking about being disrespectful? I think the other side. Yeah, TP so easily. Forgot the new icon takes a little bit of time on the withdrawal.
Yeah.
And I think the most obnoxious thing when you play against LCK teams is just that when they get leads, they don't really give you a lot of opportunities for additional plays. You know what I mean? Like, you want them to make a mistake, you want to find that mistake and then capitalize on it, but it's just not really happening. So, like, you need to actually have the willingness to commit to a play, to act on something that might not even be the best, and that's actually something Faker does. I don't know if, like, everyone's ever watched, like, the plays that Faker makes. That one of them was a huge comeback play with a Azir shifting bot to mid, and he found a massive, like, ulti. I think it was on Ruler, actually. But he showed on Vision. Like, everything was known, but the reality is he just had to take the risk, because if they don't do anything, they're gonna lose. and it worked. And so, like, this is the mentality you have to have. I feel like GenG did not take any of those risks at all. Like, they just kind of silently lost, which is pretty sad. MVP, I mean, honestly, it probably is Zeus. I mean, this guy was just phenomenal in this. Just absolutely phenomenal. And, like, a secondary one is, like, Delight. Like, oh my god. Like, literally everyone played well. But, like, these two especially played well. Ruler was just okay. Okay bad. And by okay bad, I mean, like, by standards of LCK. He was great if you compare him to other ADs. But, like, in terms of LCK, not great. He was just okay. Chovy, okay. Canyon, okay. Keen, not great. And honestly, unfortunately, it probably is Keen. Rarely do I ever put Keen in here, but it actually probably is Keen. And for this being the game, I gotta say, these teams are just trading massacres. And I hope that's not the case, but yeah, they really are just like, it's very weird. Actually, this is like kind of like what the LPL finals felt like a little bit, where in terms of like, it felt like a massacre at times. But this probably is even way worse because it just feels hopeless. Like, it actually feels hopeless. I guess on to game 4.